My name is Megan. I'm 37 years old and I'm from Oklahoma City. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer at 33 years old. And I had initially had a relative who was diagnosed with breast cancer early. And she received genetic testing and tested positive for a cancer mutation, or a mutation that carries excess risks of cancer. I found out that she had carried this mutation, and so I tested as well and found out that I also have this mutation called CHEK2. So it's primarily a breast cancer gene, but it is associated with other cancers. And my genetic counselor said, check your thyroid. After diagnosis, it was strange because life didn't stop. I still had to work. I still had kids. I was terrified. I think, obviously, especially being a young mother, I was worried about leaving my kids early. I was terrified of dying from this, and I just didn't know much about it. And certainly, when you first get diagnosed, you don't know about outcomes or life expectancy or anything. You just heard the word cancer, and you're immediately fearful for your life and worried it's going to be cut short. Fear was going through my mind in those initial stages. Just fear of what was to come, fear of, am I going to have more time with my kids? And you don't realize the weight you're carrying around. With my thyroid too also came a lot of anxiety. I really had to find a way to have hope and realize that life could be at the same time terrible and wonderful. And I think I really, before cancer, I always thought it was one or the other. You know, your life's either going right or it's not. And then I realized that when it's going wrong, you still have life to live in the midst of all of that. And so I tried to focus on that and focus on the small moments of joy throughout the day. It certainly gave me perspective. Little things that my kids did that I might not have even paid any attention to before, were suddenly like these little miracles. Being told I had thyroid cancer, I think what I didn't realize at the time, it was like getting another full-time job, except it's unpaid. So yeah, there was a lot to take on that I don't think I even realized at the time. So I felt like navigating the thyroid cancer diagnosis, I did have at least kind of almost like a game plan, which next step was, we need to talk about having your thyroid surgically removed. I was thankful, though, that my endocrinologist took very good care of me and telling me what comes next with the thyroid cancer treatment. I just want to be around for my kids, and which is why I'm so vigilant. I think that I, after cancer, kind of had to come to terms with, how do I do life now? That things are not certain. Before cancer and I was younger, they certainly did feel more certain, and cancer changed that. And I had to think about things differently and go, maybe I don't need to worry so much about all those plans we make for the future, and just consider what are the things I absolutely cannot live without right now. And that's my family and my friends. Find a community that will support you along the way. There's so many things, I did not know about going into this. So I think it's find those people that can give you that sort of invaluable advice, because they've been through it. And they can tell you, that there's always going to be someone that can help you through it. And your life's changed. You can't help that, but you can find this new community that understands you. It was really through interacting with other thyroid cancer survivors that I got through it. Because I couldn't have done it without my family and friends, but they didn't know what that was like. And they didn't have to carry the burden of cancer, the big C word. So I think I looked to survivors that were a few years down the road who had a similar experience of me, and I just felt such hope. So I think that's why I wanted to come tell my story, is to say you're just starting this journey, but there is hope in it. And it's okay to allow yourself time and grace to feel whatever you need to feel to get through it. I learned the hard way that I should not have had any expectations over what my recovery was going to look like, because there were a lot of bumps in the process, and I got there, but it didn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. And I think that I had a lot of frustration because of that. I think I learned the hard way to stop comparing what I'm going through to anybody else's journey, and to just let go of those expectations, and it'll come in time. I think when I became a parent, I learned what it was to love someone else unconditionally, I feel like. And then going through cancer and having my husband alongside me, though, I feel like I learned, I really felt what it was to be loved unconditionally. When I was at my lowest and feeling like, even feeling bad that here he is married to this sick woman, he was there for every step of it. And never complained, which I can't say the same. So I think I just would say, I don't know that I could ever explain how important not only he is, but what he gave me through that journey, what that meant to me, to be able to keep going if I didn't have him. I think it was hard with my mom, watching her. I think from the perspective now that I'm a parent, of watching her see her child go through cancer. I think they both taught me so much about what unconditional love is. And on my bad days, when and I didn't always, communicate really what was going on inside, but so much of it was maybe feeling shame about what I couldn't do that day because of the recovery or the cancer, or feeling like I didn't deserve to be where I was at. I think they showed me that I was worthy when I didn't feel it, when I felt like I was a burden sometimes. And that didn't come from them, they came from me. And so in a way, they I think they helped me heal spiritually and emotionally, just by the amount of love I received from them. So thank you to them.